I'm gonna make this entire video fresh out of the shower.
I woke up early on my born day of 20. It's a blessing, the essence of adolescence. Leaves my body now impressive.
Told my 6-year-old his shoes were on the wrong feet. After a very long pause, he said, I don't have any other feet. I am Buzz Lightyear, and I come in the pies. That is the face of a man who ejaculates into delicious pastries. You know, not gonna lie though, for a child, that's a pretty good accurate drawing. This little kid just came up to me and asked if I had any hidden talents. I said no. He said his mom could eat sugar with a nose. Who's telling him? You don't know, asshole. You could think it's the bad thing, but maybe his mom really can eat sugar with her fucking nose. You do not know.
My 4-year-old son was brushing his teeth last night. I noticed he had drawn on the wall in the other room. I called his name and he yelled back, all he did was say his name. Kids are terrible liars.
Y'all ever prank call the police and they show up at your house when y'all were kids? I did, but my mama went to jail because she had a warrant out for her arrest. The family hated me. One time when I was like 3, my brother and his friends were like, hey, did you know Santa's phone number is 911? And me being the excited child I was, called 911. They sat around laughing. I dropped the phone because I didn't hear anything. Next thing you know, the cops show up, you know, like expecting a fucking homicide. It was a good afternoon. My kids have 2 fish and named them Dave and Dave. I asked them how they can tell them apart and my youngest said, one of them is Scottish, so you pronounce his name differently. I mean, what do you say to that? We have Dave and then
we have David, the fish of the sea. Scream.
You know, there's nothing even to really laugh at here. Except it's just so cute. Like he tried. He really went for it. You know, I think that's all that counts. You know, I can kind of see it. You know, if I was a kid playing Star Wars and, you know, just messing around in my yard, I would be like, holy shit, it's fucking Darth Maul. Gather up the boys. Draws a picture. Spills juice on picture. Crumbles picture. Drops picture on floor. Walks on top of picture. Kicks picture across room. Finds picture in garbage. Why would you throw this away, Mom? When I was a kid, the first time I ever tried to cook, I took 2 slices of bread, opened up an entire thing of ground pepper, and just spilled it all over the bread, and just like handed it to my mom. I'm like, dinner. And she's just like, oh, thanks. You know, it's great. And I find out 15 years later that she threw it away, and I'm just pissed. I'm like, how could you throw away such exquisite cuisine? And then I think back, you know, if I was handed a fucking sandwich of just pure pepper, I'd probably die if I ate it. I don't see why this dad is mad that his kid put the keys in the water hose. I mean, how else is he supposed to get it started? Throwback to when my fish that lived for 3 years died, and I didn't have a picture with it, so I made my mom take one. You can't decide if this is like, she looks happy, like, yay, got the photo with my fish. But yeah, I mean, the fish looks pretty happy too. He's enjoying it, you know, aside from being dead and stuff. But you know, this is a heartwarming photo. It's really not. It's fucking sad. I'm so sorry for this girl. Dear parents, we've been made aware of a 1st grader who brought some of his parents' money to school last week and was handing it out to the other 1st graders. The money was mostly in $100 bills, but there were also some 20s and some 1s. If any of your kids brought home some unexpected money last week that was given to them by another 1st grader, could you please let us know? We are trying to help the mother recover as much of the money as possible. Thanks. This kid's an OG of 1st grade. This kid just straight up walked in and just was balling with them dollar bills. He's like, 50 for you because you gave me a grape juice one time in 3rd period. $1 for you because you're just a thought who fucking pushed me off the swing set. I mean, this kid is the god of 1st grade. If you have 20 bucks in 1st grade, you might as well be fucking Bill Gates. You roll up with nearly like a grand, you could literally buy the school in your eyes. You still awake? It's your. Is that like a Trin White as everyone say? You are. Because, you know, okay. Never mind. My child is so disappointed in me because he has to watch the show with the people and they're happy and laughing and there was water and the color red was on it, and he's mad at me for not knowing what the show is. Kids are a plague. Okay, you can say that kids are a plague. But let's also think that more than likely once in your life you haven't remembered a song. So you go dee dee doo dee 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 dee, and then you literally type in dee 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 on Google. Let's not forget that that's probably happened. I don't know what just happened, but I was at the animal shelter before work and a toddler walked in and pointed at me and went, "I want that one." And his mom just looked at me and said, "You can't have that, that's a grown man." Child draws on dad. What is that? Child draws on dad's passport. Dad gets stuck in South Korea. Imagine you're just at the airport, you're like, "It is time to go home." And you whip out your passport to show it to like the guy, and he's like, "Sir, what the fuck is this?" Oh boy, what a generous thing for a child to do is to leave them the Oreos. But to leave them with no fucking frosting. Oh my gosh, this just made me remember that like super catchy Oreo song from like 2013.
Wonder if I gave an Oreo, what if I gave an Oreo to you?
Not even gonna lie, Oreo commercials are pretty bumpin'. Which reminds me of food, which means we should probably get cooking. Howdy, sir, how you doing?
Just fine. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I was gonna call you and ask, what would you personally add into chicken and dumplings?
A flavor.
Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to teach you how to make chicken and dumplings, not to be confused with Asian dumplings. It's a really cheap and easy southern dish, so let's get right into it. We're going to have some carrots, a lemon, some green onions, some cilantro. We're going to take the ends of those green onions and we're going to do something with them in a bit. Our assistant today is going to be an African Grey who is now wielding a knife in such an impressive manner. Thank you. We're going to add these into the bottom of our soup. Then we're going to add some onion powder. And then we're gonna add some chicken stock, and we're gonna get that really flavored up so we can kind of have a nice broth for our chicken to soak in that we're gonna boil. Now we're gonna cut up the green onions. Then we're gonna cut up the carrot. It's gonna be a grand time, you know, lots of color in our soup. Cut up the cilantro, offer the cilantro to the bird so it can grow big and strong. Now we're gonna get all these wonderful ingredients mixed up together, kind of just organized on our board, so we don't really have much of a mess. Are you ready to get cooking, little guy? That's what I like to hear. Turn the heat on high and add our dog. Then we're gonna add some chicken leg quarters, really cheap and easy. Add some water if there's not enough broth. Add some garlic because I personally like garlic and I think garlic is a lovely taste. Put a pot on that and get that chicken boiling for about 10 minutes. Now we're gonna add in our vegetables because what's a soup without vegetables? Now we're gonna mix this around so you know it gets all kind of like everywhere. Add some black pepper. I'm gonna be cheap and use store-bought rolls and roll them up into these small little things for our dumplings. Add the dumplings to the soup. Really simple step. It is literally just taking dumplings and putting them in soup, mixing around the broth. Add some cream of mushroom and cream of poblano. Really good flavors, cheap, and it makes things creamy. Can you assist me in opening this can? Okay, you tried and that's what counts, I guess. Add that to your soup. Easy step. Now mix that all around and we're gonna put a lid on it and let it simmer on kind of like a lowish type heat. And we're gonna leave that for about, I don't know, 30-ish, 40 minutes. Look at that beautiful soup. Very colorful and brothy. Take it out on a nice little plate. Pour just a nice serving. Show it to your friends in amazement. Add some cilantro. Add some shredded lemon for a little bit of zest. And voila, you've got soup while your friend has microwavable 50-cent ramen. Beautiful, cheap, and easy, and it is a good comfort food.
What are you doing cooking chicken?
Okay, this little girl couldn't find her shoes all day, and in the middle of the floor. But this isn't the reason why I use this post. I mean, sure it fits, but look at this damn house. Like, it is so pretty. Like, it's not like over the top and crazy, but it's just like, it's gorgeous. Like, it looks so comfy. Like, if I could come home to a house like this, you know, you got like these little things lined up. You got the TV, you got the PlayStation, got another TV so your boys can play, you know. It's a dream living room. I love this so much. Did your parents ever tell you the joke where they said if you were kidnapped, you'd annoy the kidnapper so much they'd give you back? Adopted child set free after annoying his kidnapper by singing gospel songs. What a legend. I can just see the guy in the back just like, alright kid, you're coming with me. Go. Talent on the
Stop.
mountain.
Please, God,
Over
stop.
the
Please.
hills and everywhere.
Please.
Okay. This kid looks like he's gonna challenge me to like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh duel or something. He says nothing's wrong, lol. Just the hang his shirt is on backwards. After he figured out it was on backwards, I told him to fix it. So he begins taking off his shoes. Fucking legend. Things my 3-year-old cried about today. My hands did not make a sound like a bridge when he rolled his toy car across them. Not sure what sound a bridge makes. He couldn't keep the sleeves on but take the jacket off. Dog refused to eat the handful of sand he was given. This kid probably felt so offended. I can just imagine this so clearly. Just the dog just being handed sand, and the kid keeps shoving it in his face. He's like, I don't want it. Yo, kids are mini crackheads, for real. My 3-year-old cousin wouldn't stop crying because her mom refused to put a newborn baby brother inside a lunchbox so she could take him to school. That's one hell of a show and tell. Speaking of show and tell, I know I keep going off the rails this video. I remember back when I was in kindergarten and we had show and tell, so I had this like weird robotic raptor thing that I thought was like the coolest shit in the fucking world, and I was like, I'm gonna roll up and flex on all these kids, these lads. So I show up and they're like, Andrew, time to present. I walk up, I have like my little robo thing, and I'm like, here is my Roboraptor. And I go to use the remote and I forgot that I hadn't charged it, so it just sort of sat and didn't do anything. I was like, he can tear things up, he's really fast. And just nothing happened and I had to sit down, and it was a bad day, but I had Roboraptor to comfort me. I just heard 2 kids playing outside and one goes, I do not fear the dark side. Then another kid goes, you should! And then I just hear a whack noise and then crying. Jeez, this is like my brother and I when we used to play with our little lightsabers, not like the new ones that are all cool and fancy and stuff, but like the ones you held the little thumb tab and you just swiped them open. My brother is a monster when it comes to sword fighting. It's just like, I want to fucking end your life. He will chase you down and just like swing on you like you just tried to break into his home at 3 in the morning. He's a fucking insane man when it comes to sword fights. Hey bud, what are you excited about your first day of preschool?
The fight area.
There's no fight area.
Yeah, there's a jungle gym with a fight area.
My 4-year-old is apparently ready to fuck some shit up under a toddler Thunderdome. Dear diary, today I learned my first cuss word. Dick. Dear diary. Bitch. Dear diary. I just learned the F word. It is fuck. I love how this kid is... this poor child. He's stuck in a dog carrier and he's sobbing, but he's being a good sport about it. He's giving you the piece. He's like, aight, chief. The problem: my daughter won't stop climbing on the fireplace. Observation: my daughter hates Elmo. Solution: I made a toddler scarecrow. Looks like Emperor Palpatine, but it's like fucking Elmo. Do it. When I was 13, I watched porn on the family computer and I couldn't figure out to delete the history. Long story short, I poured 6 cups of water on it. Yep, that is one solution as to getting rid of internet history. My most trash parent ever was when my kids wanted to go to Legoland and I did not feel like it, so I called my BFF on speaker and she answered, "Thank you for calling Legoland. I'm sorry, but we are closed until after holidays." I said, "See baby, they're not open." What kind of human being doesn't want to go to Legoland? I mean, they've got the Legos, they've got the land, they've got this giant dragon thing that I thought was the coolest shit when I was like 4. No, not even when I was 4. I think it's the coolest shit to this day. Who doesn't want to see a fucking dragon made of Legos? My daddy's name is Scott. He is 4 years old. He works at work today. He always says that I'm a big girl. I love my daddy because he says I'm going to be bigger. Love, Emma. Holy shit. This is so fucking cute. When I was 2 or 3, I saw a framed photo of some baby on my mother's dresser and got so jealous I threw it on the floor. The photo was of me. Find the person who doesn't pay taxes. Oh, can't find them? It's because they're right here. fact, babies are idiot leeches and don't fucking pay taxes. Says the guy who spelled taxes wrong. The kids blame the footprints on the dog. How dare you? How could you blame such a cute creature and use him as your scapegoat? Such a loving little... Wait a second. What is this? And now for a childhood story by my friend on YouTube known as The Click. Make sure to subscribe to his channel as he is in the description down below. Our friend Oz Media could not make it today as he is stricken with the cool kid flu, something I've only personally heard of because I'm not fucking cool.
Well, good evening, laddies and lasses. It's Daddy Gandalf, also known as The Click here on YouTube. So something funny I did as a kid. I'm slightly colorblind, and it used to be way worse when I was a kid, and was also surprisingly self-conscious about it. So for quite some time, I could not tell the difference between the red, green, and the yellow streetlights. So I only know the order they lit up in, you know. So for the longest time, I insisted to my friends that you were supposed to go when the light was red. Because I thought the light at the bottom was the red one, and the one at the top was the green one, because I couldn't tell them apart, and I was too self-conscious to admit that I was actually completely colorblind. Yeah, so when someone confronted me about that, it was a bit embarrassing. Luckily, I outgrew most of those things, and nowadays I only have a hard time telling very specific colors apart. I'm still very self-conscious, so that didn't go away, but yeah. Hope you have an amazing day, night, time, or whatever time you live, and I will see you when I see you. Bye-bye.
Oh yay, we actually got one more story from KalicaTv. She's got like this nice, great voice. Definitely go check her out. I'll add her link down to the description below. She typed out the story, so I will do my best to read it out. If you're hearing this, thank you for the story. When I was a kid, I had weird priorities. I was eating an apple and tripped on a concrete step. My arms flew into the air to save my apple. My chin hit the edge of the step. I still have a small scar on my chin and I got some sense knocked into me. That sounds highly painful. I don't think you had your priorities mixed up though, because if you had just injured yourself and then lost the apple, then what were you going to eat just to like repair yourself? Jesus Christ, I'm so tired. It's like 6 in the morning. The sky is turning this weird gray color. Thank you to everyone who sent in a story. I do hope y'all enjoyed the video today. It means the world that you showed up. If you're able to, please make sure to drop a like down below or share, as it helps out this channel a lot. Also, I had the greatest experience that happened to me that mixed in between this whole whack show of a month that I just had. I met a subscriber in real life, and they actually have been working with me at my job for like 2 months. It was like the craziest thing. I was talking about something and they were just like, wait a second, who are you? What's your channel? I'm like, they take like a step back. I'm just like, oh, they're gonna say some other channel, woo, and it's gonna be really awkward. And they say, are you Wonderstruck guy? And I literally had a fucking heart attack. So now I get fan art drawn for me at work because the person who I just happened to meet also was the person who did this icon for me ages ago. Like, this was my phone background and my profile picture for like the longest time. I'll be adding their account info down below. I have to go and grab it real quick, but they are a highly talented artists. Like, I adore their art style, so please, for the love of God, go check them out. Also, totally check out my friend Sam on Twitch. He's a totally awesome guy. He's literally like one of my best friends. This afternoon we're gonna be streaming together. I think we're gonna be playing Pokemon, you know, probably just discussing, just having a fun old time. You can come and chat, totally follow him. It's just gonna be a good old time, you know? So I'm gonna leave that description down below, so by the time this video is out, we'll probably already be live streaming. So yeah, it'll be pretty fun, so come stop by and it'll be a blast. But aside from all that, thank you guys so much again for watching the video. Like, it genuinely does mean a lot that you're here. Thank you for being so supportive of the channel. I really couldn't ask for a better community. I hope you all have wonderful days or nights, and if you're studying or have school, I know that can be a drag and it's not all that fun, but I hope you get through it, and I'm totally rooting for you over here. Have a great day, and stay
Stay amazing.